Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance that was released in the year of 2015. The fragrance is one from a house that I've never touched upon before. We are talking about Hawaii Wood from the house of The Gate, or The Gate Fragrances. Now, the packaging on this one is pretty interesting. I really do like the black on silver, and there is one thing that I really do like about this, which seems so small, but to me is so significant. Now that is, to get to the fragrance, you kind of pop this off and you're left with the bottle and this presentation. Now, with most other fragrance houses, they stick the bottle right there, but if you notice, as I slide this fragrance out, it actually is sitting inside this case, which to me is absolutely fantastic. If any of you have ever opened like an Amouage fragrance, for example, you notice that if you open it, if you're not careful, the thing will fall right out. I have seen it fall out on actually a couple occasions, and I have even seen one bottle break. And Amouage is not the only house to do this, but there are other houses who do this similar. So I really do like that extra little thought into sticking the fragrance in here. Anyways, as I take it out, the bottle is an interesting bottle. It's not a clear bottle, but at the same time you can kind of see through it. It's like this silver off metal type of a color, almost like a silvery color, which is interesting. Anyways, it's a very simple, elegant bottle design, and as many of you know, I really do like the simple designs. You pop off the top. The top is not magnetic or anything like that. It's a simple plastic top that kind of fits on, and the sprayer is, you know, pretty decent. Nothing to write home about. Anyways, this is the 100 milliliter. It's available in 3 main sizes. This is going to run you about $164 retail. The 20 milliliter is going to run you, I believe, like $25 retail, and the 10 milliliter, I forgot the actual price, but obviously it's lower than that. So take with it what you will. Those are the price points for this particular fragrance. Now, on to the actual scent. Now, the notes of this fragrance are listed on the screen, and the major memorable things, when you first spray this, I get a blast of citrus and what smells like a little bit of florals, but it really isn't florals. I think it's, what I'm really smelling is the incense mixing in with the bergamot coming into it. And so you start off immediately, you get that citrusy smell, but it immediately turns into this incensey, bergamonty, citrusy type mixture. And as the fragrance kind of develops, you start to get a little bit more of these pepper notes. It becomes a little bit more of a spicy fragrance. At this point, the fragrance really reminds me of another fragrance that you guys may have heard of, and that is the fragrance 24 Gold from the house of Scent Story. It really reminds me of this fragrance, but then it starts to take a little bit more of a different route. In this fragrance, you start to get a little bit more as the fragrance dries down. You get the vanilla like you do in 24 Gold, but you also start to get a little bit more leather in this actual scent, and patchouli. And the major thing with this fragrance that I found pretty amazing was the fact that you can actually smell each of the notes that are listed down there. If you smell, if you kind of concentrate hard enough, you can actually pick out each of those individual notes, but it combines to form something that is absolutely fantastic. So the fragrance progression for this is going to last anywhere between, I would say, like an hour and 4 hours. That's just the progression. The actual fragrance itself lasts 8+ hours. But after the 4-hour mark, you can see it just kind of turns into this this very warm, this very incensey, like warm, spicy type of a fragrance that has some citrus undertones, but has, you know, a strong leather note as well in it. So it is a fragrance that I am thoroughly enjoying and have thoroughly enjoyed as I've been testing it out. This is a good fragrance for the fall and the winter or the colder months. I think this would be a little bit harder to control during the warmer months. One spray alone might be enough, but on the regular average, if you're in a colder type climate or if it's colder type weather, I would recommend anywhere between 2 and 3 sprays. Any more than that and you might start choking people out. So this is one of those that does have that capability. Its projection and its performance is really good. Again, 8+ hours, and when you spray it on, people are going to smell you from over 2 feet away. It is one that projects, and it's one that lasts a long time, and it does leave a nice little sillage trail as well. So that is very positive for this fragrance. I think this fragrance is good for any age group. It has the sweetness, it has that playfulness to be really good for a younger person, but at the same time, it's not overly sweet unless you apply too much. And then I would say I would kind of be careful with it at that point. Now, occasion-wise, I think this is a great going-out fragrance, and I think it's a good fragrance to wear casually as well, too. This is more of a playful fragrance, more than it is like a serious fragrance or a take-me-serious fragrance. Doesn't take away from it. It is an excellent fragrance in that regard. Now, as far as compliments goes, I only got one kind of compliment-ish thing from this fragrance. Though, that said, I do think that this is a fragrance that people will like and enjoy and compliment. But it's not going to be, your best complimented fragrances, but it's a very enjoyable fragrance that I think a lot of people will like. So if I can go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, I think the scent in this fragrance is absolutely fantastic. It's a great smelling scent. The performance is rock solid. The uniqueness, in my opinion, again, the only other fragrance I can really think of that smelled like this was 24 Gold Scent Story, which I think is an amazing thing, and I like that fragrance as well too. So again, solid marks from that as well too. Where it loses its kind of perfect mark and where it doesn't get full marks are the value. I think $164 is a little bit on the expensive side, especially since it has an alternative that is a lot cheaper in that, but at the same time, you still are getting a different fragrance, and it is a very nice fragrance. So not perfect marks for that, and that's one of the things that takes it down. The other thing that takes it down is, again, the compliment factor. I thought this would get a lot more compliments than I initially thought, and I still think it would, but with only a week's testing and with a week's worth of testing, that's what I'm getting from it. And so it's not going to get full marks for compliments. But either way, it is an excellent fragrance. 4 out of 5 stars is not a slouch. It means definitely check it out, see if you like it, and it's well worth looking for it, especially if you're a collector, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more on the, I guess you could say, newer side or interesting side. And even with that price point, I still think it is very worth it with this fragrance, which is why it doesn't lose complete marks, to go for a size like this, which is the travel size. They come in these bottles, basically, and the bottles, they twist, and you've got your atomizer. So I would say this is a 20 milliliter. I would go for something like this if the full size isn't en route, and I would definitely say, it's well worth it on that aspect. All right, so 4 out of 5 stars, fantastic fragrance. If you have any experience with this particular fragrance or with Gate fragrances, let me know. Leave me a note, send me a message, or do whatever you got to do. All right, thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.